News tonight. City of Windhoek secures 155 million Namibian dollar loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
Good vibes are all around. 99 FM's got your feel-good vibes.
99 FM.
More male clients actually getting the manicures and pedicures and facials done.
There were times where there was pressure.
I sometimes feel like I'm getting paid for doing nothing because I love what I do so much.
Not everybody's going to do it through the schooling system.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I am Nashon Marenga. In the news tonight, tax relief for earners below 100,000 Namibian dollars under consideration. Interpreting climate change remains a challenge for rural communities. City residents to benefit from international strategic partnership. And the Roundup, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. The Ministry of Finance will consider not taxing individuals earning less than 100,000 Namibian dollars annually. Minister Ipumbu Shimi announced this week that they will undertake an assessment to consider increasing the individual tax income threshold from the current 50,000 to 100,000 Namibian dollars, which is aimed at providing tax relief for low-income earners.
The economic landscape continues to be fragile, and the emerging green shoots in the domestic economy are still susceptible to significant vulnerabilities in the global economy. Against this background, we are still of the view that now is not the right time to introduce any tax proposals that could stifle economic recovery. Therefore, in the area of tax policy and tax administration reforms, we are focused on the implementation of measures that could potentially provide some relief to taxpayers in the near to medium term. In this regard, we have made the following resolutions. The non-mining company tax rate will be reduced by 2 percentage points over the 2 outer years for the next medium-term expenditure framework. Accordingly, the tax rate will be reduced to 31% effective 2024-2025, with a further reduction to 30% in 2025-2026. The Ministry will undertake an assessment of the consideration to increase the threshold for income tax on individuals from the current 50,000 per annum to 100,000, with a view to provide some relief to low-income earners. We will make the necessary confirmation thereof in the upcoming budget statements.
Shimi also said that both the Income Tax Amendment Bill and the Value Added Tax Amendment Bill are with the legal drafters and are expected to be tabled in the National Assembly this year.
The Income Tax Amendment Bill is with the legal drafters, after which it will be tabled in the National Assembly in this financial year. The bill contains proposals to, among others, increasing the deductibility on pension fund contributions and educational policy deductions to a maximum of 150,000 and provisions for thin capitalization rules. The Value-Added Tax Amendment Bill is also with legal drafters before tabling in the National Assembly during this financial year. The bill incorporates zero rating the supply of sanitary pads, among others.
According to Shimi, the Namibian economy is expected to grow by 2.8% in 2022 before expanding further by 3.4% in 2023.
OK's Big Deal Weekend is back. Save big with massive deals like Coca-Cola Original Taste Less Sugar. Get 3 for only 40 Namibian dollars. Buy 2 Rama Original 70% fat spread for just 40 Namibian dollars. And get Baby Soft 2-ply toilet rolls at a super low $94.99. More big savings in store. So fill your trolley without emptying your pocket. This Thursday, 27 to Sunday, 30 October only. OK, owners you can count on.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty with pearl extracts for soft and beautiful underarms. Your trusted deodorant with the perfect balance of protection and care. Enriched with the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft and beautiful underarms. New Nivea Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl coming soon.
A visiting Kenyan-based researcher, Byron Anagwe, said that the fact that many Africans still do not understand climate change and its impact on communities is a concern. Anagwe's comments come at a time when the continent, which mostly relies on agriculture, is faced with changes in environmental and weather patterns.
Anagwe, Business Development Manager at the Economic and Social Research Institute, made these remarks during the Climate Service Information Panel discussion today in Windhoek. He explained that if a 6-year-old cannot interpret what is being said when a policy is explained, this means decision makers have failed to educate crucial information at household level.
They want to know what's the impact, how much it will cost. What is above, for the meteorologist next to me, you like using words like above normal. How do you explain, those two words are contradictory. How is it normal? What is above normal? What is erratic rainfall? Does it mean it's raining next door and not raining here? The community wants to hear, can they go out and plant? And we want to work with you. We are not just driven by profit, we are also driven by the common good of the whole community. If the community is working well and the activities are going on, we will be able then to have a conducive atmosphere for us to engage and work together.
Meteorologists from the Namibia Meteorological Service, Seglinda Somses, added that youth involvement is a valuable tool for spreading climate service information on the ground, as not all communities are as tech-savvy and need better interpretation of shared information.
Coming up with plans that we can actually put into action and then use the community on the ground to educate them how to use these things and interpret the information that we are giving them in layman's terms so they can be able to plant crops that are climate change adaptable. So in that I feel as society or climate scientists, we should be more proactive in engaging public sector or the private sector to join hands with us, and then also make sure that in as much as we're getting these donations, we make it a point to educate the people on the ground to use and understand the information that we are providing to them. Because if they do understand it, I think it will also be better for them to then take the necessary precautions and not just wait on the policymakers to tell them what to do.
Also part of the panel discussion was Claude Kabemba, Executive Director of the Southern Africa Research Watch, who reiterated that the current digital age sometimes proves challenging to the older generation, who are predominantly the leaders and policymakers in climate discussions. Kabemba added that youth need to be invited to these kind of debates to represent and introduce the coming generation of leaders.
First and foremost, must start by engaging with the people. The people are most affected
the people who have been left out in the current economy, the rural people. So far, across the continent, very few governments have had a practical strategy to engage with ordinary people. If there is a continent that needs this technology more than any other continent, it's the African continent. But it does not seem that we continue with a model, a colonial model, that of exporting raw materials when we are the most in need. We need to stop that.
According to panelists, climate service information should be made readily available to the community and to the youth because of the digital age. This is Ellen Sheeper reporting for News on One in Windhoek.
The mayor of Windhoek, Shade Governors, said by participating in conferences and engagements hosted by fellow municipalities around the world, the city is able to advance local agricultural schemes and empower its residents. Governors recently attended the 8th Global Forum in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, which deliberated on the role of food systems in reducing inequalities and promoting climate justice.
City of Windhoek is a signatory and partner to the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. Giving feedback on the trip, governors said the conference was beneficial as the topics discussed will help the city to enhance food security and income generating through urban agriculture.
These are the platforms that allows the city to be able to get those strategic partners and funds to be able to do this project. Farm Okokuna is one of those. We had the opportunity to drill a borehole. We had the opportunity of the money, the finances contributed to drill a borehole at Farm Okokuna. But before 2021, there was nothing happening at Farm Okokuna. Go back today and we have the training center, we have the boreholes, water supply is constantly there. We are selling our vegetables, fruits. We have training for this young women and part of these women that also sell those fruits and vegetables on the trees. Farm Okokuna also supplies that. So we have to understand that these are strategic partners that we are committed to make sure that at the end of the day, the person on the ground, such as a resident, a woman that is selling vegetables, fruits on the is assisted in whatever technical expertise in terms of we also train them in terms of financial sustainability. We also teach them about how to grow their crops. We train them. We educate them about these things. Where does it begin? It begins with these partnerships and platforms where the city of Windhoek are signatories to and we engage on those matters.
The Milan Urban Food Policy Pact was launched by the Milan municipality in 2015, an international agreement among cities from all over the world that are committed to develop sustainable food systems. Its main aim is to support cities wishing to develop more sustainable urban food system by fostering cities-to-city cooperation and best practices exchange.
As the mayor of Windhoek, I had expressed and focused on two areas within the context of the city of Windhoek. How can urban and family agriculture represent an entry point for tackling food security and generating income at household levels in terms of our experiences? We also discussed how climate change-related extreme weather impacts food policies and how does the city respond, mitigate, and adopt, especially for the most vulnerable within our city. Amongst other discussions, we also identified our experiences regarding building climate resilience and justice in our city, regions of food systems. We also looked at food in schools as fostering local food systems and biodiversity use for food literature since childhood, which is also one of the topics as cooking is a path to rescue our history, culture, and biodiversity. How can climate change and governance at local levels experience urban food systems and address equality through food policy?
Governor stated that the city is committed to ensure that it benefits massively from partnerships.
Get super cool savings on character fun at Pep. Kids character flip-flops $39.99 per pair. Our lowest prices make a splash. Character hooded towels and beach towels $89.99 each. Life's better with Pep.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 3rd of November. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper, 18 rolls, 2 for $104.99 per pack and 1 for $114.99. And exclusive to Club Card members. Buy Pampers Pants or new Baby Dry disposable nappies jumbo pack. Now $241.99 per pack. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
And the horror of high prices with our unbeatable everyday low prices. Deals valid from 20 October to 2 November 2022. You've got game.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. A total of 50 unemployed youth will undergo training to gain practical and entrepreneurial skills in order to become self-employed through a corporate social investment initiative launched by mobile telecommunication company MTC. MTC has invested $2.6 million in the project, and the participants were identified from all 14 regions.
The MTC for Life project will be offered by 10 professions from various fields. The 50 youth between the ages of 21 to 35 will receive 10 days training in the fields such as photography, graphic designing, barber, cosmetology and catering, just to mention but a few.
We are proud of what you're doing. You are the best of the best in what you do, and therefore we want you to multiply so that we can create employment to 50 other Namibians that are unemployed. We know that the banks are sitting with a lot of money in terms of credit guarantee schemes. We don't want that money to just chill there anymore. We are saying we want these 50 new entrepreneurs to become very, very successful. So before we send them to the banks, we will send them, empower them with training, we will empower them with skills, we'll empower them with the confidence to start their own businesses, but we will also invest in a toolkit. So meaning they walk away ready to start their businesses.
Tapewa Kadikwa, founder of the Entrepreneurship Academy, said that Namibia entrepreneurs should not only be having a passion, but they should strive to put in the work to prevent them from starting up businesses that will collapse after a few months of being operational.
Who has a business in January they are doing Bitcoin, in April they are doing suits from China, and then August, my sister, chicken is moving. Chicken is moving, I must get chicken. December, I sell second hand tires. Who has 4 businesses? Who did you what? Within 1 year, a banker, that man, and other bankers here, will just say, okay, here's the phone, we wish you all the best. Switch off. They don't want to touch you. You are a dangerous enterprise to touch. Because the leader, you, the CEO, are confused.
Young professionals who will be facilitating and giving training to the 50 entrepreneurs shared how they started their businesses and what keeps them going to continue being entrepreneurs in the different fields of expertise.
I offer sewing classes. I am the head trainer at the Academy of Hands and Creativity. We started offering basic classes in the year 2015, right? And then we've been growing ever since. One thing that I can go back to is it's a customer service, and customer satisfaction is very important because it's as if you leave a piece of you with somebody, and I think that's very important, and that's what will make your business grow.
Before starting classes at the street, I worked in the corporate. I used to be a diamond instructor, and all my students were always the best. So if you see the ladies, they're 11. But if Ndali does your bola, you can come down who does it, who did it. So I've also realized that I have the skill, the gift to train. I have that. So hence I started giving training this year. So I'm very passionate about doing hair, very passionate about giving back.
The training will last between 3 to 10 days. The trainees will further receive financial training and startup toolkits to allow them to start up their own micro businesses upon completion of the training.
That is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
Get great prices on summer dining at Pep Home. Fancy tumblers are an incredible $9.99 each. We're always serving up the savings. Printed dinner plates are just $26.99 each. Add a pop of color with textured glasses, an amazing $9.99 each. Get more, enjoy more. Life's better with Pep.
Breaking news. A Bucky every week.
Say it with me. Bucky. Bucky.
A Bucky.
This festive season, there's a Bucky up for grabs at OK every week. No wonder it's on everyone's lips. Buy any participating product to enter and you could win a brand new Bucky plus petrol money for a year. Also save on Brooks Oros for just $32.99, Sparletta soft drinks for a low $16.99, and Dairy Made Farmhouse ice cream at only $42.99. Come for the savings, leave it a Bucky.
The Walvis Bay Fire Department responded to 150 calls between 2020 and 2022, although the exact number of shacks destroyed is unclear. The coastal town has been hard hit by shack fire incidents throughout the past years, which resulted in many people losing their lives and properties destroyed. Chove alluded to giving residents proper accommodation with water and electricity, and the burning of shacks will be a thing of the past. Harold Festus claims some people in the town own land bigger than 100,000 hectares. Sikongo said that he had witnessed numerous shack fires in the town. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery. No matter how they take on the world, with all this potential in the land of the brave, what will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Get the greatest savings on hoodies and golfers at Pep. Hoodies for baby boys just $49.99 and younger boys only $69.99. All the sizes, lowest prices. Men's golfers an incredible $89.99. Get into store, save even more. Life's better with Pep.
After a 3-year hiatus, the Namibia Premier Football League, the NPFL, will resume with domestic professional football leagues after Debmarine pledged $13 million Namibian sponsorship. Based on the financial injection, the Diamond Mining Company is now the official sponsor, with the 2022-2023 football season kicking off next week.
The suspension of the league in 2019 by the Namibia Football Association was received with mixed feelings by many football enthusiasts. This prompted the intervention of the patron, President Hage Geingob, to establish a committee to revive the Football League back into action. Attended by prominent figures from the football fraternity, the much-anticipated media conference saw the signing of $13 million Namibia that will reignite domestic football in the country and will officially be known as the Debmarine and Namibia Premiership.
Today is a beautiful day to many Namibian sport lovers, as it is the day we all have been waiting for. Football lovers countrywide breathed a great collective sign of relief when it was announced that the NFA has secured a sponsor to fund the operation of the Premier League. In this regard, I would like to, on behalf of government, to express our appreciation and gratitude to the FIFA Normalization Committee of NFA under the able leadership of Mr. Busy Wira, as well as the Premier League teams for finding a way to bring football back. In the same vein, our collective gratitude and appreciation is equally extended to the new corporate sponsor, Del Marine, for going that extra mile in finding the resources to fund and rescue football at a time when the good name of our beloved sport code, which is football, was tarnished by the past unfortunate events.
Haidingela appealed to NFA to extend their horizon to solicit more funds to aid in the current deal signed. The Marine Namibia Chief Executive Officer Otto Shikongo, who signed the new partnership with the chairperson of the Normalization Committee, Pising Wirap, had this to say.
The Premier League is the Namibian top-tier football league. It is the end goal for many of our young people before integrating into the national team. It is important to cater for relegation and promotion to ensure that great talent can advance in football. Therefore, it is sad indeed and disappointing that the Premier League did not play competitive football in the last 3 years or so. Given the turbulent past seasons and internal issues that we saw playing out in the media and the public domain, it is not without reservation that we stand here today. Therefore, it is our sincere hope that the associations will become united during this trial sponsorship and well beyond it.
And we continue to make every effort to normalize football in our country in collaboration with the Secretariat as well as the members of the NFA, and are humbled to have successfully secured a sponsorship agreement that will ensure the immediate return of organized domestic football to our football stadia. So in contrast to what may preoccupy many as we draw closer to the end of the year, we at NFA have intentionally accelerated our pace as proof of our commitment to kick off the 2022-2023 football season as promised. Therefore, I would like to call upon all the clubs to make sure that if there are certain documents outstanding in the registration process, that we immediately make sure that all these are corrected, and then we can get going with the game.
The Dip Marine Namibia Premiership will kick off next week on the 3rd of November as matches will be played in various towns of the country. Fixtures of 16 teams will officially be announced during the course of next week.
Up next, we've got the weather forecast. That's all we had for you for tonight's edition of News on One. From me, Nishan, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM.